10 seconds, 5 seconds. Start. Item 1E specifically talks of new cement units except in tribal sub-plan area. The extent of percentage of exemption from tax under item 1E depends on the type of unit or the industry. If it is a small scale unit, the extent of exemption is 75%. If it is a medium scale, the extent of exemption is 50%, and if it is a large scale unit, the extent of percentage of exemption from tax is 25%. The maximum time limit for availing exemption from tax is restricted to 7 years. Item 4 speaks of new units producing pollution control equipments, pioneering units, and prestigious units. The extent of the percentage of exemption from tax is 75% of total liability, and the maximum time limit for availing exemption from tax is 9 years from the date of commercial production. Item 5 relates to new very prestigious units other than cement units except in tribal sub-plan area, and the total percentage of exemption from tax is 90% of total tax liability, and the maximum time limit for availing exemption from tax is 11 years. Reverting to state the facts, the respondent SSCs had applied to the state level screening committee for claiming benefit of exemption at 75% under the scheme. The committee rejected the claim of the respondent SSCs and observed that since the respondent SSCs is a large scale unit covered under the specific provision of item 1E of Annexure C, it is entitled to 25% exemption by its order. Being aggrieved by the said order, the respondent SSC filed appeal before Rajasthan Tax Board, Ajmer, in respect of the calculation of eligible FCI as well as the exemption under the scheme. The challenge by the appellant is threefold. Firstly, it is contended that prior to the respondent bank acquiring the said property in an auction sale, the same had been re-entered by the Land and Development Office of the Government of India, being the lessor of the land underneath the property, and thus no title was acquired by the respondent bank, and the said property was not public premises within the meaning of section 2E of the PP Act, for the estate officer of the respondent bank to pass an order with respect thereto. Secondly, it is contended that no bona fide requirement on which ground the appellant was sought to be evicted had been established, and rather it stood admitted that the eviction of the appellant was with profit motive. Lastly, it is contended that no proper opportunity to lead evidence was given to the appellant by the estate officer of the respondent bank. As far as the first of the challenge aforesaid is concerned, the admitted position is that when the respondent bank, after bidding for the said property in an auction, had applied to the court for confirmation of the sale in its favor, the L and DO had objected on the ground that the property having already been re-entered, no title could be conveyed to the respondent bank.